Thanks for tuning in for this issue of the Bronx Stampede. My name is Patrick Keel, and this is Sky Benzel.
I can introduce myself, thanks. And I'm Sky Benzel.
In this issue, we have a nice lineup of sports, including wrestling.
It's, wrestling?
Whatever. Anyway, we also have a basketball piece, which is really going to blow you away.
It's basketball.
But first, hear Bobby Covert going on an adventure. Unfortunately, without Peyton this time.
To talk to some of the greatest contributors this school has to offer, the janitors.
Greatest unappreciated contributors.
They're the ones who go unnoticed like shadows in the night. They're not heroes nor saviors, but silent guardians, watchful protectors. They're the backbone of Sheridan High School. Janitors.
Do you know any of the janitors?
Not really, no.
Can you name any of them at all?
No.
Mario Montano always calls someone Mike. I think it's a janitor.
Unfortunately not, no, I'm sorry.
No, sir.
No?
Jerry, and that's about it.
We went to the staff to further understand their daily routine.
But the janitors are the first ones and the last ones here. So I always call them the behind the scenes people, because without those folks, schools can't operate.
I take care of football, basketball, track, play, homecoming, prom. Didn't make any difference what activity, that's where I'm at.
Typical week is fairly straightforward and whatever. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is just general stuff, but usually on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with events, whether that be drama, sports, music, why the weekends are pretty well tied up.
That's a long story for a really short answer, and the short answer is that they are extremely important to the success of every school.
Then we went to see how we could make their jobs easier.
Some of the kids are a little bit messier than the others, but kids will be kids, and I'm here for the kids. You know, that's my main job. Make the school clean, safe, and comfortable for the kids.
We're getting a lot better. The fans are starting to put it in trash cans. It's not nearly as intrusive as normal. This is your house, so treat it as you would your home.
Let's make it easier for them to keep this escuela clean.
Did you just switch to Spanish?
As the end of the school year is fast approaching, seniors are anticipating and evaluating their options.
Peyton Koltiska goes on an adventure of his own this time as he comes to us with information and advice about college life in this story.
Montana State University.
Sheridan College.
Most likely Sheridan College. Staying here for 2 years here in Sheridan, get my generals out of the way, then down to UW.
United States Air Force Academy.
I don't currently know. I'm basing it off of track.
Each year at Sheridan High School, seniors have to make the decision of what they want to do for the rest of their lives. To alleviate some of the stress of this time, I decided to ask some staff and students about some advice for college-bound seniors.
I think decide where you want to go, like location-wise, like far away or close.
Probably get a good score on your ACT.
Follow your dreams.
I think there's a lot of pressure your senior year of knowing who you are, and it's really a scary thing for a lot of students, I think. And to have the answer be, I don't know, or I knew. I thought I was going to be a pilot, and then to have it switch was a very tough thing on me my sophomore year of college.
I think that you should go in open to change your major.
My other thing that I get nervous about for my college seniors is that they will pick a school and they think that that's the only place that will give them the education that they hope for, the experience that they want. And they'll stop looking at some of the local schools or some of the more affordable options.
If you haven't done anything, first thing I'd strongly urge you and your family to do is complete the FAFSA to find out if there's any financial aid available for you. We like scholarships, we like grants because neither of them need to be paid back. Second thing, I'd try to make a scope of colleges you might be interested in and then realistically talk to your family about the cost of those colleges if they can afford. Because one thing I'm really opposed to at this stage is seeing students and their families go in profound debt for a bachelor's degree.
I then asked Ed Fessler and Katie Kimball what their thoughts were on how a student can know if a college is right for them.
You know, I think a lot of kids just inherently know if it's the right path for them, but some kids don't, and they, you know, perhaps they've got to go out and actually fail. But sometimes failure is not a bad tool to learn from.
If you like the place, if you like the campus, if you like big or small classes. So you have to think about all your preferences and try to find a school that fits them.
I then went on to ask seniors and staff what their thoughts were about why kids are scared for college.
I'm just afraid because I don't know what to expect.
It's mostly paying for it and being on your own.
Most likely student loans.
Leaving my parents.
There's a 6-week boot camp where they basically break you down and then build you back up.
Leaving home and having to eat not home-cooked meals.
I think it's just the uncertainty of the unknown. I mean, it's a huge change of the chapter of the book of their lives. And I think for a lot of kids, that just causes a degree of anxiety and stress. And I think that fear also extends to the families that haven't had kids go to college yet. They're just not quite sure how the process works, and that's where this office comes in and tries to help.
Talking about juggling responsibilities, these basketball players. What'd I do? Anyways, baseball is very stressful.
Whether they're playing JV or varsity or they're getting a couple minutes of a varsity game, they really try hard because everyone wants to start.
We got a lot of solid guys on our team, so it's tough to make your way up to the starting role.
I guess it kind of brings like a competitive edge for everyone, so then like no one's just slacking and everyone's going hard at practices and games.
I think it helps push the guys that do start when they know that there's people behind them trying to come up and take their spot, so it definitely makes things a little more competitive.
I look for kids who are leaders. I look for kids who have the skill level kind of above everyone else, but really I truly just look for the kids that work the hardest and can do what I ask them to do.
It's a sport you can't just show up and be good at. You got to work at it. Lots of time, lots of sweat, lots of sore muscles. Just very hard to become a starter. As a person who had to work their way up into a starting position, you understand what they went through and what they did to become into that spot.
If he takes your spot, it's not about you. It's about if he's helping the team more than you are, then he definitely deserves to be starting, and it's pretty exciting to see.
Nothing's too difficult, and it's not the end of the world if you don't start. I mean, you're always going to be pushing people no matter what.
It's not as much like you want to become a starter, but just know your role on the team.
We don't really value our whole team on who starts and who doesn't start. We're kind of working, as a team, and so people have different roles when they come off the bench. So starting's kind of a big thing for kids. They get their name called and everything else, but for us, it's just fitting what role you are. So it's, kids don't like not starting, but at the same time, a lot of kids have bought into that role.
Before we go any farther, let's hear a message from our sponsors, and let's find Sky.
What the diddly ding dong, Gregory?
I'm sorry, I'm just catching Pokemon.
We don't hang out with losers.
Yeah, we only talk to people who work out like every day. And obviously, you don't.
I just hate it when people say things like, "Do you even lift, bro?" Like, no, I don't lift. I don't have time to go to the gym every single day.
Don't you wish there was just something like a spray or like that Axe stuff that would just like make you smell like you worked out? Well, now there is. It's called BO, Natural Male Perspirant. Smells like hard work.
What's that smell? I think it's coming from Gregory.
Gregory, what's that smell?
It's BO.
Wow, you must like work out like twice a day.
I sure do.
I can just smell how big your muscles are. Want to hang out with us?
I sure do.
So if you ever feel like a loser and don't work out, get BO, natural male perspirant.
Welcome back.
I'm doing it this time. Instead of buying BO, you can produce it naturally by trying your hand at wrestling.
Or not.
Well, anyways, here's Addison and Patrick on what it takes to excel at wrestling.
It's about going out and proving that you're better than the guy across the mat from you. It's not a team sport. There's no one else there to wrestle for you, no one else to sub in for you, no one else to help you take the guy down. So it's really about going out and proving who's a better man between the two of you.
Well, at the beginning of the season, we take a hydration test, and it takes in account your body fat, and you can't get below 7% body fat. And so that, depending on what you weigh, your height and age and stuff, that dictates how far you can cut. And then coach will also helps us by deciding what weight class he thinks we will do best in.
It's getting your fat content lowered in your body so that you're wrestling at a weight where you have the most muscle mass. And so it's really, coaches talk about a fighting weight. It's about getting down to a weight where you can compete your hardest and staying at that weight so that you're performing your best match in and match out.
And you get close with people just because like you're so close with them when they wrestle. So because everybody in the room is going through the same thing.
Start with leg defense. Put a little pressure on ourselves. Hey, come here, Kel.
Wrestling is like a team sport, but yet an individual sport because you're going out there one-on-one and man-on-man. Not only are you wrestling for that weight class, there's also team awards too. Like at state last year, we got 3rd place as a team, and then we had Hayden Hastings when they took state champion last year too.
I think it's definitely the most intensive sport because it taxes every aspect of you. It's mental. You have to be strategizing, knowing exactly what you're going to do and what you're going to do before you're doing the move that you're doing now. I mean, coaches talk all the time about knowing what you're going to do next as you're doing a move.
Okay, this leg is the problem, correct? So I've got to be able to kick, turn, and move forward.
And it's also just uses every bit of strength and every bit of stamina that you have, and at the same time taxing your mind that much harder. So it's got to be the hardest sport in high school for sure.
Wrestling's pretty cool, I guess.
Shelby and Jenna will help you learn how to wrestle those finals.
Hey you.
Me?
Are you stressing about finals so much to the point where you can feel your life caving in around you as everything gets progressively worse and you're so close to the realization that you just can't take it anymore?
Yeah.
Well, I've got just the thing for you. This is How to Survive Finals. Number 1. Laminate your notes so your tears just roll right off the paper and don't make the ink run.
Do you want to borrow some of mine? Yeah, sure thing. This is so much more convenient.
Number 2. Slam 13 cappuccinos and 4 5-hour energies to interdimensionally travel through time and space in search of all the answers.
I got it!
Number 3. Never sleep. Time is merely a concept and nothing matters, so just take every available second to cram as much knowledge as you can into your brain before you explode or die.
No use of phones, no whispering or talking.
Number 4. Insist
I'm
you've
gonna hand out
already
your
taken the
test.
test.
And then I expect silence from there on. Shelby.
I've already taken this test.
I think you're mistaken. Nobody's taken the test yet.
I've already taken this test.
I can assure you, no one's taken this test.
I've already taken this test.
Number 5, drop out.
I took finals in 2016. Maybe you did it as well.
Hopefully that video will help me pass my finals in May.
Maybe.
While we're on the topic of 2016, let's take a look back on it. Interesting year.
2016 was quite an interesting year. We saw a ton of great things happen, like the Cubs winning the World Series for the first time in 108 years, and Leonardo DiCaprio finally capturing that elusive Oscar. However, we also saw many tragedies, including the deaths of many A-list celebrities, such as Prince, Carrie Fisher, and Harambe, as well as the Warriors blowing a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals. The events of this year have led many people to wonder whether 2016 was a great year or a terrible year. Our team couldn't quite get a grasp on what kind of year 2016 was, so we decided the best way to figure out is to ask the students and staff of SHS. Overall, was 2016 a good year or a bad year?
A bad year.
I felt like it was a very productive year for me to figure myself out.
You know, it's debatable.
For me personally?
Yes.
It's kind of a neutral year.
How do you think you did in this last year?
What was the best part about 2016?
Starting senior year and going back to school.
Probably all the fresh new memes.
You know, this one time, I bought a book, and when I opened it up, it had $5 in it. So that was pretty nice.
Tearing my ACL in gym class.
Okay, what was the worst moment?
Also tearing my ACL in gym class.
What was the saddest death of 2016?
Oh, Robin Williams.
That was 2015.
I don't think so.
David Bowie.
Probably the Cincinnati Zoo shooting Harambe.
The most reaction that I saw was Carrie Fisher's.
And I just think Carrie Fisher did so much to fight the dark side that she's going to be sorely missed.
She really fought my dark side.
That was 2015.
I disagree.
Robin Williams died in 2015.
It didn't really sink in for me until this year.
For me personally, it's Harambe.
You're not wrong.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions for 2017?
No.
Not get arrested when I turn 18.
Getting a better job.
To get. That's about it.
Well, that was interesting.
From our family here at Broadcast.
No. Anyways, from everyone here at SHS Broadcast, we hope you have a Merry New Year.
I think it's a little late for that.
Thanks for watching the third edition of the Bronx Stampede.